You know, there's so much I could say about turning your small tract into a buck magnet using food plots. I mean, there's so much strategy involved, but the key is, I mean, it's really simple. You want to make your place more attractive than any other place around. You want your place to become the hub of deer activity. And the best way to do that is through food plots. And I'm not talking about just little bitty food plots. I'm talking about food plots that are large enough to supply a significant part of the deer's year-round nutrition. That means year-round food plots. That probably means perennials. I love Monster Mix and Alpha Feast here in Montana. This food plot is kind of grassed in now, but this food plot 2 or 3 years ago, I haven't been here as much as I'd like, so I hadn't kept it up as well as I should, but 2 or 3 years ago, this was a Monster Mix plot, and it was loaded with deer. I got deer, I got elk in here, I got moose in here, I got whitetails and mule deer, and plenty of bear, both black and grizzlies. This was a wildlife paradise. It was a little mecca right here, and I could guarantee you, I shot a 182 buck here. The last one I shot here, right over there in that corner, was a 182, and he was here because he fed here all summer on this food plot. Then when the rut started, I shot him on Thanksgiving Day. When the rut started, he was here because this is where the does were, and he was here checking his does. And I was out here, caught him chasing the doe, and took an incredible 10, he was an 11-pointer, incredible buck, scored 182. I took that deer for one reason, because of this food plot. That's the reason he was here. He fed here all summer. That's where he got his nutrition to grow those big antlers. And this is on a relatively small piece of property. Now, when you're managing a small piece of property, you have to have good neighbors, or you just simply won't have the age structure to shoot a big buck. So you do have an issue there with your neighbors. Hopefully your neighbor's on a decent program, but your goal is to have the best place in town. You want to have better food than anybody else has. And if you do that, you will turn your place into a buck magnet, and it will be better than your acreage would indicate that it should be. You'll be amazed what you can do. I've seen people with as small as 10 and 20 acre tracts have phenomenal hunting because they create this year-round food source that is sure to draw those bucks when the time comes. The smaller the tract, the better neighbor you better have. The larger the tract, the less you're vulnerable to your neighbor situation. But with food plots, you can create a true buck magnet on your property, even though it may be small. I'm David Morris. See you next time on Take Money Trophy Tips.